-1. -1. Hey folks, welcome back. Thanks for joining me again in the workshop. Today I'm going to be doing pens. So I've been a little bit of spend happy and I've gone and got a load of pen kits and a pen turning set and a load of blanks. Now for those of you who already know about pen turning, I'm sorry if this is teaching a suck eggs, but essentially what we're doing is taking the pen kit. So the pen kit comes with everything you need apart from the coloured bit in the picture there. So what we're going to be doing is cutting those to size, fitting these on the barrels and then turning them round so they feel nice in your hand, and then finishing them so they've got a beautiful finish to them. And what I'm doing today is this lock and load pen. So it's got like a bulleted end there, and then I don't know if you can see, but the lid's got a like a rifle on it, and then like a cocking handle to get the nib out so you can write on it. Now the coloured bit on here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make it out of this wood. Okay, this is Panga Panga, which is a really beautiful, I think it's African hardwood, but when this is finished it comes up stunning. It's got a really subtle zebra pattern to it and it comes out beautifully. It finishes lovely, it comes out wonderful. So what we've got to do first is cut this to length, then drill a hole in the middle, glue the pen barrel into the end, and then put that on the lathe and get that spinning and turn it to get the shape that we want out of it, and then finish it. And then lastly, we push the pen parts together using a little jig that I've got as well. So stand by, we're going for a pen today. So fingers crossed you like this. Let's get started. So this is the pen barrel and it sits inside the hole that we just drilled, like that. But for the super glue to take, we need to scuff it up so that the super glue sticks nicely. Okay, so I thought I'd show you the pen turning kit I've got real quick. Inside here's everything you need. So open it up. And inside, okay, is a load of bushes. I'll show you what to do with those in a bit. This here's the next bit we're going to use. This is the trimming tool. It's just a, I don't know, it's just a drill bit on a shaft. I said shaft. A couple of drill bits for drilling the holes to the right size. And then this is the mandrel, which goes in the lathe and your pen fits to it. I'll show you how to use this in a sec as well. First thing we're going to do is trim the ends of our piece so that the barrel is flush with the outside of the wood. You can see it's a little bit inside there and a little bit inside there, so we're just going to trim both sides of those. Okay, to do that I need to get this part off of this shaft here. I said shaft again. So in order to use the trimming tool I need to get this shaft out of here so I can put this one in there, and then that sits inside the live centre of the lathe. Okay, so we've got the trimming tool stuck inside the pen thing, which is then put inside the lathe. So we'll turn the lathe on, and then it's just a case of introducing this up, and that will trim down until we can see the that brass flush with the outside. All right, so let's get on and do that. Next thing is take the trimming tool out and then introduce the turning shaft. Now we want as long a shaft as possible, but we've only got one bit of wood, so we might have to sink it into the lathe quite some way. But there's a few bits and pieces we're missing yet, and those are these bushes. So these bushes sit on the shaft, the pen blank goes on there, and the pen fits onto that bush to keep it nice and central. They go on either side. There we go. So we turn this block down to the outer diameter of these bushes, okay, because these bushes are the right size to fit the pen that we're doing. And then at the end goes the nut, and we just push that down and then lock that off. And then tighten that nut up. Just rotate that. Tighten that up so it's nice and tight so it doesn't shift or spin. And then lastly, we need to offer this end some support, even though that is quite tough. I don't want this moving around at all. So just going to bring up the tailstock to the inside of that, give it a quick turn, and then lock that off so that that's nice and well supported. Right, this is ready to be turned. So let's get this spinning, and we're going to take this down, round it off, get it to the right shape and the right diameter. That's about the right shape, it's about the right size. It's a bit rough, but hopefully you can see how that grain's coming through. That's really pretty. So this is now ready to be sanded. So standing, just going to use, I've had a restock of coarse grit sandpaper. So I'm going to start with the coarsest grit, it's like 120, then move on to 240, some 320, some 400, probably go up to 600 and 800 as well. I can go further, but at the 800 stage I'm going to move on to these pads here. They're colour coded and they go from 1500 right the way up to 12,000 grit. So that will make them ultra smooth. And that's the 12,000 there. So I've just got to work for all these pads and blitz them up. So you're about to go into mega fast forward because this is a long and laborious process. But here we go. Okay, so next step is a layer of sanding sealer, and that's really going to help the colour to pop out and look ultra vivid. And then the protection layers. So the first layer I'm going to put on is a thin layer of super glue. The reason for that is it just makes it really hard wearing, and then on top of that we'll go 2 coats of Woodwax, and then that will be finished, and then it's time to squeeze the pen together. So I'll get on with that, and we'll see what it looks like when it's finished. Right, that's the super glue on. That just needs a couple of minutes to go off, so I'm just going to leave this spinning just so it dries nicely, and just keep wiping it over with a towel, and we'll let that set, and then we'll finish up with 2 coats of Woodwax. go, all done, ready to be fitted together. So I'm going to take this off the mandrel now, and then take this out. I've got a little jig down here. Got a little jig down here that will help me fit it together. I'll show you that how that works in a sec, and we'll fit this pen together. Top job. Okay, so here we go. Here's the pen itself. So like I said before, we've got like a bullet style end, which is kind of cool. And then this end here, there's a sniper rifle or something on the end there. And then to use the pen, you've got this little lug here that goes down, so it's like cocking a rifle. Down it goes, and then that's what pushes the nib out the front, and then flick it round, and then the spring should help it to retract like that. So what happens is, got that in there, that goes up the spout there like that, that goes over the top, and then this end goes in that end. So that's what it will look like. So yeah, that's going to look fantastic. Okay, so head back over to the lathe, because I've got a jig over there that's going to help me fit all of this together. Okay, so this is the jig that's going to help me fit these together. So the white one's got a little hole in it, if you can see that, for the end of the pen, so we don't damage the nib. And then the black one's just got a nice smooth plate on the end to give us some force. So we'll pop these in. They just slide in the end and in there like that. So we'll offer up the pen, build it up, support it with this end, and then we use the extension handle just to wind that forward. And then that'll help us to squeeze the pen together, because it needs to go together with quite some force. So we'll grab the pen, offer it all up, and then squeeze it in. Okay, so that fits in there like that. Bring the tailstock down and just support that in there a bit more. There we go. Lock that off. Now you've got to pay a bit of attention with this one, because there's this here and you've got the grain and stuff. You want to work out which way you want it orientated. So I've got the grain running up, because I think that's the way it looks smartest. Right. So as we wheel this in and lever it together, you just got to give it some support and help it so that it all locates in a straight line and that you haven't got any kinks or bends in it. So we'll go nice and slowly to begin with, and we'll just wait until that takes, there it is, there's the bite. Oh no, right, there's the bite. Okay, it's starting to go now. So you can see already I've got a bit of a kink going on, so just need to help support this travel into. So bring that in till it connects, and then it's just a case of feeding this in so it's nice and straight. Backing it off, retract everything, lift it a bit closer for another go, knock that down, and then just help guide while you squeeze it in. And you don't want to over squeeze it, so you've got to be really careful. I've got a tiny little gap here that's just closing up. And there we go, done. Back it off. And there we go, that is gorgeous. So give it a quick function test, and then close it. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. Oh, I love it. I'm so pleased with how that's come out. That's amazing. Okay, so there we go. There is the lock and load pen, as it's called online, all finished, and it's really quite nice. I hope you can see that. And then I've also done, because these are going as a pair, I've also done a his and hers. The same wood, so they're both matching. Really, really pretty pens, really gorgeous. So these have been made for a friend who's going to give them to somebody else as a Christmas present, but these two are going to eventually end up with two very special people, so I really hope they enjoy them. And there they are in their nice little presentation boxes. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like, share this video with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe. There's a giveaway going on just at the moment. I don't know whether I'll have this out by the time the giveaway ends, but if you missed out on the giveaway, don't worry, there'll be another one very soon. I plan on doing them on quite a regular basis. Thanks to everybody who's subscribed and who keeps watching my videos. I really appreciate all your support. I hope you're enjoying watching what I'm doing as much as I'm enjoying doing it. So if you wouldn't mind hitting the subscribe button, that'd be massively appreciated. I can't thank those of you enough who have already subscribed. And I'll catch you all next time for another make. Cheers all.